All right, let's get into it. Today we've got a story that has everything. A solo developer, a project that goes viral, corporate giants clashing, and one strategic move that sent absolute shockwaves through the AI world.
So, where does this all start? Well, it really kicked off with a pretty big bombshell announcement from the CEO of OpenAI.
And here's the detail that really caught everyone's attention. OpenAI didn't buy the company, didn't buy the code, they hired the creator, Peter Steinberger. They basically absorbed the brain behind one of the most explosive open source projects we have ever seen.
So you gotta ask, right? If it wasn't an acquisition, what was it? And why did this one hire shake things up so much? To really get it, we need to rewind a bit and look at what this guy, Steinberger, actually built.
See, the project at the center of this whole firestorm, it wasn't just another chatbot. No, this was something fundamentally different.
Okay, so look at this. This really gets to the core of it. Chatbots, they're passive. They just sit there and wait for you. But agents are proactive. They act. Think about it like this. An agent doesn't just answer your question. It can manage your inbox for you, book an entire trip from start to finish, all running in the background without you having to poke it every single step of the way.
So this developer, Peter Steinberger, he'd already built and sold a company for, get this, a reported 100 million euros. He was taking a break, feeling a little burned out, and he created OpenClaw as just a side project. And, well, it just went completely nuclear. How nuclear? We're talking the fastest growing project in the history of GitHub. Over 201,000 stars from developers. Just pour it in. People were absolutely captivated by its potential. And it wasn't just developers. At its absolute peak, the project was pulling in something like 2 million visitors in a single week. Clearly, the idea of a personal AI that actually does stuff for you, man, that really struck a nerve.
But, when something grows that fast, it often comes with some serious chaos. And in this case, a whole series of crises popped up that nearly destroyed the entire project.
I mean, just look at this timeline. We're talking a span of a few weeks. First, he gets a legal threat from Anthropic. Then, just after he rebrands, crypto scammers jump on the old name and start pushing fake tokens and malware. And then, to top it all off, a massive security alert comes out of China. The pressure on this one guy must have been just unbelievable.
It got so bad, so intense, that Steinberger himself admitted he came this close to just deleting the whole thing. He said the only thing that stopped him was thinking about all the people who'd already put work into it.
And the security issues were no joke. We're talking major firms flagging huge risks. Gartner straight up called it an unacceptable cybersecurity risk. Why? Because people were setting these agents up incorrectly, and thousands of them were just out there on the public internet, exposing emails, calendars, really sensitive API keys. It was a miss.
And if all of that wasn't enough, get this. Steinberger was paying for all the project's infrastructure out of his own pocket. We're talking $10,000 to $20,000 a month just to keep the lights on.
So, okay, you've got a project that's on fire with popularity, but it's also drowning in chaos and costing a fortune to run. For the corporate world, that spells one thing: a massive strategic opportunity.
And this is where the story gets really wild. Anthropic sends a legal letter to protect its brand, right? Well, that move accidentally kicks off all this chaos, which puts a huge spotlight on the project and its creator. And who's watching all this drama unfold? Their biggest competitor, OpenAI. They see this brilliant developer who's driving tons of users to Anthropic's models, struggling, and they swoop in. It's a textbook case of unintended consequences.
And you have to understand the timing of all this. This data shows that OpenAI was actually losing ground to Anthropic in the really profitable enterprise market. Anthropic's models were being used in all these popular new projects, like OpenClaw. So OpenAI was watching its market share just slip away.
So what this hire really signaled was a huge shift in the entire industry. The game wasn't just about who has the best AI model anymore. Suddenly, the race was on to control the agent layer. That's the software that sits between you and the AI, the part that actually does things for you.
And while OpenAI was out there acquiring top talent, China was playing a completely different game. Their focus was all about mass distribution. They were embedding this exact same kind of agent technology into apps that hundreds of millions of people already use every day. A totally different approach to winning the same race.
Okay, so where does that leave us? The creators at OpenAI, the project is now in a foundation. What happens next? What's the future for OpenClaw and this whole agent revolution it kicked off?
Well, if you look at the developer community, people are pretty split. On one hand, some see it as a huge win. It gives the project real legitimacy, real resources. But on the other hand, you've got people worried it's going to lose that chaotic open source soul that made it special in the first place. They're even joking it's going to become closed claw. Steinberger himself explained why he went with OpenAI. He said they just shared the same vision for where agents are going, plus, they have access to almost unlimited computing power. And this is the crucial part. They promised to keep OpenClaw open source by putting it into an independent foundation.
So when you pull back, what this story really shows you are the battle lines being drawn in this global agent war. And it's not just about different tactics, it's about different philosophies. OpenAI is betting on elite talent, thinking they can build one single revolutionary product. China is all about speed and distribution, get it into everyone's hands first. And Anthropic? They're digging deeper into the enterprise world, betting the real money is in specialized business tools, not one consumer agent to rule them all.
Which really leaves us with a big question, right? Was this move by OpenAI really about supporting open source? Or was it a strategic play to make sure the future of AI agents gets built inside their walls? In this new era, can something this important really survive and thrive out in the open? Or will the gravity of the big corporations always, eventually, pull it back in?